3 years after the first film, the Battle Royale survivors have formed a rebel group called the Wild Seven, led by Shuya Nanahara. A group of ninth graders, described as misfits, are tricked into a field trip and kidnapped by the Japanese government. Many of these students are orphans, who lost their families in bombings executed by the Wild Seven. Their school bus is rerouted to a military base where they are herded into a cage, encircled by armed personnel. They are then introduced to their schoolteacher, Riki Takeuchi, who explains the rules of the new Battle Royale game. In a change from the old Battle Royale, students are sent to war instead of killing each other. They're ordered to attack the Wild Seven's base and kill Shuya within 72 hours. Most students don't want to fight, but they're forced to by remote-controlled explosive collars. The students are put into pairs. If one student in a pair dies, the other is killed by their collar. Takeuchi draws a line in the classroom. Crossing it means agreeing to fight, while not crossing leads to punishment. All students agree to fight, but one refuses and is shot in the leg and killed by the schoolteacher. And his partner is killed by her collar. Students are sent to the Wild Seven's island base by boat. Many are killed en route by bombs, gunfire, or their explosive collars, leaving only a few alive. Among the survivors are Takuma Aoi, troublemaker, and Shiori Kitano, whose father is a Battle Royale teacher, who was killed by Shuya 3 years ago. At the Wild Seven's base, their collars are removed by rebels and they're asked to help end Battle Royale. Most agree, but Takuma and Shiori remain unconvinced. On Christmas Day, Shuya broadcasts a video worldwide, declaring their desire for freedom. The US responds by firing a missile on the island, disrupting the students and the Wild Seven. Pressured by the US, the Japanese Prime Minister orders an attack on the Wild Seven's base, with no survivors permitted. If they fail, the US will bomb the island. Takeuchi is upset by this change and is found to have the same collar as the students. Survivors except Shiori escape to the mainland through a mine shaft during the war between the Wild Seven and the military. Hearing gunfire, Takuma and 2 friends go back to help. The fight leaves only Shuya, Takuma, and Shiori. As they try to leave, Takeuchi shows up, talks briefly with them, lets them go and sacrifices himself. Fighting resumes outside Wild Seven's base and Shiori is fatally shot. Before dying in Shuya's arms, she identifies herself as Kitano's daughter and appears to forgive Shuya for his past actions. Shuya and Takuma rush to fight the remaining soldiers as US bombing starts. The program ends without revealing the outcomes of Shuya and the other survivors. 3 months later, Shuya and Takuma meet the other survivors, including Noriko Nakagawa, in Afghanistan. They reunite as friends, with their future uncertain.